Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat. For decades, the tyrants of Tehran have brazenly, openly called for Israel's destruction. They backed up their genocidal rhetoric with a program to develop nuclear weapons. In recent years, Iran has produced enough highly enriched uranium for 9 atom bombs. 9. In recent months, Iran has taken steps that it has never taken before. Steps to weaponize this enriched uranium. If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival. 80 years ago, the Jewish people were the victims of a Holocaust perpetrated by the Nazi regime. Today, the Jewish state refuses to be a victim of a nuclear Holocaust perpetrated by the Iranian regime. Now, as Prime Minister, I've made it clear time and again, Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal. Tonight, Israel backs those words with action. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear enrichment program.
Yo, hi, what's going
The
on?
heart of Iran's
They're robbing cans of hams for beer each other. Cans of hams. I haven't heard that in a long time. Cans of ham beer each other. Oh, hams beer. That sounds familiar.
We also struck at the heart of
What's going on,
Iran's
Howard Chip?
ballistic missile program.
Oh,
Last year,
huh?
Iran fired 300 ballistic
I just went back live. Oh,
Each
dude.
of these missiles
We're back live.
You right.
Huh?
Do this, might as well be back there.
No, I was going to screw it.
Everybody.
Yeah, we're back. Howard Johnson, we back.
threatening the lives not of hundreds, but of millions. Iran is gearing up to produce 10,000 of those ballistic missiles within 3 years. Now just imagine 10,000 tons of TNT landing on a country the size of New Jersey. This is an intolerable threat. It too must be stopped. Iran is now working on what it calls the new plan to destroy Israel. You see, the old plan failed. Iran and its proxies tried to encircle Israel with a ring of fire and to attack us with the horrible attack of October 7th. But the people of Israel, the soldiers of Israel, rose like lions to defend our country. We crushed Hamas, we devastated Hezbollah, we hit Iranian proxies in Syria and Yemen. And when Iran directly attacked us twice last year, we struck back inside Iran itself. Yet in defending ourselves, we also defend others. We defend our Arab neighbors. They too have suffered from Iran's campaign of chaos and carnage. Our actions against Iran's proxy Hezbollah led to the establishment of a new government in Lebanon and the collapse of Assad's murderous regime in Syria. The peoples of those two countries now have a chance for a different future, a better future. So too do the brave people of Iran, and I have a message for them. Our fight is not with you. Our fight is with the brutal dictatorship that has oppressed you for 46 years. I believe that the day of your liberation is near, and when that happens, the great friendship between our two ancient peoples will flourish once again. I want to assure the civilized world, we will not let the world's most dangerous regime get the world's most dangerous weapons. And Iran plans to give those weapons, nuclear weapons, to its terrorist proxies. That would make the nightmare of nuclear terrorism all too real. The increasing range of Iran's ballistic missiles would bring that nuclear nightmare to the cities of Europe and eventually to America. Remember, Iran calls Israel the small Satan. It calls America the great Satan. And this is why for decades, it's led millions in the chance of death to Israel and death to America. Today, Israel is responding to those genocidal calls with action and with a call of our own. Long live Israel and long live America. Our action will help make the world a much safer place. I want to thank President Trump for his leadership in confronting Iran's nuclear weapons program. He has made clear time and again that Iran cannot have a nuclear enrichment program. Today, It is clear that Iran is just buying for time. It refuses to agree to this basic requirement of peaceful nations. That is why we have no choice but to act, and act now. The hardest decision any leader has to make is to thwart a danger before it is fully materialized. Nearly a century ago, facing the Nazis, a generation of leaders failed to act in time. They were paralyzed by the horrors of World War I. They were determined to avoid war at all costs, and they got the worst war ever. They adopted a policy of appeasement. They closed their eyes and ears to all the warning signs. That failure to act resulted in World War II, the deadliest war in history. It claimed the lives of 60 million, including 6 million Jews, a third of my people. After that war, the Jewish people and the Jewish state vowed never again. Well, never again is now. Today, Israel has shown that we have learned the lessons of history. When enemies vow to destroy you, believe them. When enemies build weapons of mass death, stop them. As the Bible teaches us, when someone comes to kill you, rise and act first. This is exactly what Israel has done today. We have risen like lions to defend ourselves. Over 3,000 years ago, Moses gave the people of Israel a message that has steeled their resolve ever since. Be strong and courageous, he said. Today, our strong and courageous soldiers and people stand together to defend ourselves against those who seek our destruction. And by defending ourselves, we defend many others, and we roll back a murderous tyranny. Generations from now, history will record that our generation stood its ground, acted in time, and secured our common future. May God bless Israel. May God bless the forces of civilization everywhere. Thank you.
All right, that was some of those remarks there from Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister there in Israel. He made those remarks in the aftermath of those attacks. So we are taking a live look right now there in Jerusalem. So we'll continue to keep our eyes there on the region. But we do know, again, today, as Israel is bracing, I should say, for more attacks by Iran. I want to play out a moment that happened there on the ground. Our Fox News correspondent, Trey Yates, he's there in Tel Aviv as he's responding to some of this. Let's go ahead and listen into what he has to say.
Attack sites in Tel Aviv. We've seen a number of people coming out of this residential area, some receiving medical attention. There's just some debris on the ground from the windows that shattered when this blast took place. This is one of many impact locations all across Israel. And it's an indication that while Israel's missile defense system was able to shoot down a lot of the incoming fire, much of it slipped past the Arrow system and the David Sling and the American defense systems that were being used, slamming into major population centers. The Israeli Security Cabinet is convening tonight to determine what the response will be. But again, all of this happening just hours after the Israelis launched a coordinated strike against Iranian nuclear facilities and also targeted the top scientists in Iran and top IRGC officials. Follow me on Instagram for more. Tune in live on Fox. We will keep you updated as this story develops.
Our thanks to Trey Yates. Again, he's got one of the vantage points there, able to walk us through the region so we can really see the destruction that has happened in the aftermath of these attacks. So we do want to continue on here on Live Now from Fox and breaking down the very latest. And I now want to bring into the conversation Senior Vice President of the American Foreign Policy Council, Ilan Berman. Ilan, thanks so much for being with us here on Live Now from Fox.
Pleasure.
All right, let's start off with the very basics. We know that there have been attacks that were first sent by Israel, targeted attacks there on some of the nuclear facilities in Iran. In the aftermath, though, Iran striking back, hitting targets there in Tel Aviv. Can you sort of walk us through what your first response was to seeing this as we're taking a look at some of these attacks that are waged there in the region?
Right. Well, I think in the broad view, the attacks that took place last night that Israel carried out were extensive, but they were measured in the sense that they targeted only Iranian nuclear facilities, only military leadership targets, it was very clear that in terms of calibrating the scope of the offensive, Israel was both trying to degrade, not eliminate entirely, but degrade the Iranian nuclear program, but also to stay within the four corners of the evolving, somewhat stalled down nuclear talks between the United States and Iran. The president had made clear in the past that he wanted to attain some sort of compromise, some sort of meaningful compromise and agreement with Iran. What Israel did, at least initially, was create a framework that didn't run counter to that. In fact, you couldn't make the argument that Israel empowered President Trump to do what he did this morning, which was to again try to re-engage the Iranian regime. He talked publicly about the fact that the regime has to make meaningful compromises, has to come to the negotiating table now. Israel, from what it did last night, very much empowered that statement. Now, things have evolved since then, and we saw additional Israeli military strikes on Iran during the day today, including the killing of Ismail Ghani, the replacement for Qasem Soleimani as the head of the IRGC Quds Force, the paramilitary arm of Iran's clerical army. This is a very significant event, and it has precipitated an Iranian response. So what you're seeing is this ping-ponging back and forth. The ball is now in Israel's court, and I think in coming hours, if not coming days, we're going to see an escalation on the part of the Israelis.
And so I want to put up some footage for you. Thank you for that breakdown as well. This is some footage that's being put out as well from the IDF. You talked about the nature of those attacks, saying that they were very targeted. They're putting this on their X account, showing how those targets are going on. What's your response to seeing this kind of footage being put online to showcase what happened in those attacks?
No, I think the footage in particular really drives home the point that we're talking about two different and qualitatively different strategies. When Israel attacked Iran, it did so through aerial strikes, planes that traveled over 1,000 miles. It carried out pinpoint strikes, very significant, very damaging strikes, but they were narrowly tailored. In contrast, what Iran has just done in Israel and why we're almost guaranteed to see a further Israeli response has been a much less sophisticated, much more broad brush, much more indiscriminate campaign that has targeted Israeli population centers and has wounded something like 40 Israelis, some of them critically. So Israel was striking counter force targets, targets that relate to Iran's military enterprise and its nuclear program. And Iran has targeted Israel in a counter value strike, targeting Israeli population centers and Israeli citizens.
And so let's talk about the nuclear threat. That has been the center of this entire conversation. We know that there was set to be a 6th round of talks that some American officials were also going to be taking place with and taking a part of, I should say, in Oman on Sunday. It's up in the air whether or not that will still happen at this point, but likely not. But as we're looking ahead,
I wager not.
Let's look ahead as well at just really breaking down the influence and the conversation around Iran's access to nuclear plants and to nuclear weapons.
Sure, and I think it's necessary to apply the proper frame to go back to May of 2018. That's when President Trump, during his first term, pulled out of the JCPOA, the 2015 nuclear deal that had been hammered out by his predecessor, Barack Obama. And the president's complaints back then, the reason he made the decision to pull out of the JCPOA were essentially threefold. He said that the deal was too short, that it wasn't open-ended, it had a very short time horizon, and all of the provisions would be expired within a decade. He said it was too generous, it provided too much sanctions relief to the Iranian regime, and that it was too narrow. It covered only Iran's nuclear program. It didn't cover other things like ballistic missiles that were very important to the overall threat that Iran posed. Those principles still attach. And so the real difficulty for the Trump administration in trying to negotiate a new agreement with Iran right now has been to create a stronger agreement that doesn't create these loopholes, doesn't let Iran fall back into this very permissive structure that was created by the Obama administration. And most of all, the most important part is that in its second term, the Obama administration stepped back from its demands that Iran not be allowed to enrich uranium inside the country. And since then, in the years since then, Iran has dramatically expanded its domestic enrichment of uranium, which can be used for a nuclear weapon. And so the Trump administration has an added task of trying to roll that back. That's what these conversations over the last couple of weeks have been all about. And that's why Israel has decided to move militarily against Iran, because it's clear that Iran is perilously close to a nuclear capability, that Iran is getting closer, and that, at least for the moment, it's not willing to compromise or to roll back its nuclear program.
And is this an expected response from Iran? I also want to talk about, because you just brought in so much information about the international element of it all as well. I've been asking some of our guests this question as well. We know that Russia has also had a relationship with Iran and backing them in a sort of their relationship between the two. Can you go into that and how that's also going to affect this conflict going forward?
Sure. Well, and the Russians have really, in recent days, tried to insinuate themselves into these negotiations. Vladimir Putin offered publicly that, we'll play a compromise.
How's all you assholes doing? How's all these coming? Oh, alright, cheers, everyone, cheers. Oh, I'm tired. How's everyone doing? Where's Burke the catfish? Okay, that person's a fucking catfish and a half. Oh, I'm tired, cheers. He called like, oh, this is good. You damn right. Part time. I fucking need to take a pause. I need fucking smoke. You mind? Oh, oh, yo, what's going on, Frank? Cheers.
That's why you see Vladimir Putin, despite everything that he's done in Ukraine over the last 3 years, come out publicly this afternoon and say that, he condemns the Israeli attacks on Iranian cities. That smacks a little bit of intellectual dishonesty, but it's very much par for the course in terms of the Russian-Iranian relationship.
And so, as we're still continuing to see some of that response, I want to put this up on the screen as well from the United Nations. The United Nations did put this out. Of course, we also know that the UN Security Council held that emergency meeting that just wrapped up about an hour ago or so now. But they said nuclear facilities must never be attacked. This is what the chief is saying following those Israeli strikes on Iran. Such attacks have serious implications for nuclear safety, security, and safeguards, as well as the regional and international peace and security. I have to ask you, is this an expected response from an organization like this, just condemning the attacks in general on nuclear facilities?
So I think so. And by the way, the official that made that statement, Rafael Grossi, is the head of the International Atomic Energy Agency, which is the UN's nuclear watchdog. Their writ is global nuclear security. So that statement is very expected. It's sort of nothing new. What is interesting to me is the things that Grossi didn't say, because nowhere in his statement and nowhere in the pronouncements of UN officials so far have there been statements about how this is illegal under international law. Because Israel, I think, very clearly is within the four corners of its legitimate international legal rights, in fact, its obligations in terms of self-defense, because Iran is both developing the capabilities to attack Israel with catastrophic weapons, and it also has signaled the intent to do so, because it's talked about wiping Israel from...
I don't want to cut you off because we're going to continue our conversation, but this is a live feed that we have there over the region, and they're in Israel, and we just saw the camera pan up and see what appeared to be possibly some of these attacks continuing there as well. You were just watching, we were able to capture the moment that it seemed like a missile was intercepted. We do know that Israel has had a very strong system there. And this is what we're watching. I want to get your response as you're kind of seeing this live right now over Tel Aviv.
Well, that's right. And actually, the really remarkable thing is that Israeli air defenses are overwhelmingly successful. There's no such thing as 100% interception rate, but the casualties that we saw and the impacts that we saw in the footage that you played, I think needs to be balanced against the fact that Iran has literally fired now hundreds of missiles at Israel, and the vast majority of them have been intercepted by Israel's Iron Dome system and intercepted by Allied defenses en route to the Jewish state. So the Israeli missile defense architecture is robust, but it's not hermetically sealed. There will be projectiles that get through depending on the volume. And that's what makes this conflict potentially so escalatory, because Iran is embarking upon large-scale missile salvos that are directed at Israeli cities. They are likely to hit, or at least some percentage of them are likely to hit. Hopefully a small percentage, but as we saw right there, there are things that get through, and depending on how damaging they are when they get through, that will propel and catapult this conflict into a completely different dimension of intensity.
Yeah, that was a moment. It did seem to make it through. It seems like there's now a plume of smoke there in the distance as well. I mean, this is scary moments that we're seeing, again, live happening right now on our screen, and some of these attacks that have been sent from Iran. We have a statement from the IDF. I want to read it out here, saying that the IDF identified that missiles were recently launched from Iran towards the territory of the state of Israel. I'm going to pause here for a second because this one seems it's going to fall as well. You were just talking about that some of these possibly are able to slip through, but continuing on the IDF statement, saying that the defense systems are working to intercept the threat. You must enter the protected area and remain there until
Alrighty.
will only be possible after receiving explicit instructions. You must continue to act according to
Oh, son.
command
What's
instructions.
going on? Cheer, cheer.
Again, this is now
Oh,
another
son.
round being sent.
Here we go.
How much longer are we going to see these rounds continuing to be sent from Iran there back to Israel? I was talking to a guest a bit earlier in our conversation earlier in the show. He was saying that it could be possible
Yo,
that Iran
what's going on,
has
Crib?
the power to keep up
Oh, tight matches, right? It's classic.
having
Classic, right?
access to as many ballistic missiles. Do you have any insight into that?
No, I think that's a correct assessment. I think the types of salvos, the volume of missiles that are being fired at Israel, this is not a sustainable rate of fire.
Oh,
on the
yeah.
part
Oh,
of
yeah, I need to take a pull. I need to take a fucking
Another
rip.
thing that I think needs to be pointed out, certainly to viewers,
420 matches. Ew, no time.
in Israel, native footage that we're seeing right
No
now are not
Oh,
necessarily
that's probably pretty good.
interceptions.
I think one and done. One done. Oh, ew, part time. Part time. Oh, tight. Dragon get a little secondhand smoke. That right, Dragon? Oh, tight. Oh, I can smoke matches. It was stinky. Oh, tight. What are they doing? What are they doing out there? Cheer, Corlight. Corlight, baby. Corlight, baby. Oh, that's good. Yeah. What's the breaking news right now? Iran launches more strikes. Yes, Israel. World's getting crazy out there. Be careful. Oh, tight. Oh, that's good. Bob, what you gonna beer by? Damn right. Oh, oh, tight. Hey, Corlight. Corlight, baby.
And then tonight is, these
Friday
investments
13th.
are paying off. Israel has spent billions of dollars. It has collaborated very
Oh, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing there? Fucking recent matches. Fuck. You know what's crazy? They actually say that's supposed to be like fucking, what did they say about it?
A very small country. It's geographically
Matches.
outside of the state of New Jersey.
Oh, tight.
But this missile defense system is
Oh,
very
tight.
robust, multi-year.
Oh, 420. Oh, hey, Corlight. Corlight, baby.
The type of defense that without it, you can imagine the volume of volleys that the Iranians are
Oh,
sending
the-
off right now.
Oh, tight. Hey, Corlight.
Really catastrophic.
It's Corlight. Oh, tight.
We're continuing to watch. It seems like
Matches come in clutch. It's pretty clutch. Oh, yeah, Craig, you remember that commercial? You remember that commercial with that person? He's like, oh, it's pretty clutch. What does that mean? It's pretty clutch. Oh, it's pretty clutch. Oh, shit. You're fucking recent action. I don't even smell the 420. I just smell the matches. Oh, Bush Light. Cheers, how? Oh, they call it, baby.
There's also the question of capability. This is not a
Call it, baby. Go fine. Everyone's like, you're not even talking about this whole Iran-Israel war. Not really. It's more. I try to fool people. So I get more people. Yeah.
The first time they shot upwards of 300.
Oh, Terry's like, what the hell? You kidding me? You're not talking about. Well, that was on the screen. Oh, what are we talking about? Oh, son. It's getting pretty wild out there, Legend. Be careful. Oh, son. Lie. Right now. It's pretty wild. I'm actually watching the Fox News, Now station right here. Can't even talk. Oh, son. Shit. But I'm not too big on sweet beer. You know, like sweet beer? Oh, it was cold out. Cold out's bad beer. Chris, it's cold out here. Yeah. Oh, son. Shit. Pa-pa. Yeah. Oh, tired, legit shit. I'm getting ready to go let the grill. I'm getting ready to. Oh, top 420 in Spanish is. No, I don't know how to say it. Oh, tired. I don't know how to say it. How do you say it? Oh, tired. I'll tell you, 420 in Spanish is for beer is cerveza. Oh, tight shit. And what 420 for marijuana? What was it? Multi, right? Oh, steak sounds good. I'm ready to go cook steak. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Go let the fucking grill. You know what I mean? You let the freaking grill. Got the matches. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm ready to go let it up. It's a matter of time.
Directly from its territory to Israel, and both times.
Oh, it is. No time. Shit.
We're heading into right now. Before that happened, those volumes.
You know what's crazy? It seems all crazy how I'm not doing power hours and any of that anymore. Yeah. No time. No power. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna end up trying to make a new channel. I'm gonna try to make a new channel somehow get 50 subscribers, and then I can do all the powers I want until I get all the strikes. And you just keep doing it over and over. You know, so you go to a new Gmail, get another 50 subscribers somehow, and you just keep doing it. You just keep fucking doing it over and over, and you got fucking limited power hours, right? You can just fucking power hour it up. You don't care about the freaking strikes, right? It's just Texas Buffalo straight up. What's going on? Cheers. They call that. Cheers. They call it Happy Friday 13th. Oh, Friday the 13th. You know what I'm saying? My body looking for Friday the 13th. I kind of I blew up my upper back. Sounds so good. Yeah. Where the hell Bob? Where's Bob? I don't know what the hell he is. No Bob. Bob's over here. Bob's never on the screen. I took over this look switch in. They gotta do it right. No Bob. Bob's gone. No more Bob. Oh, tell check. It call like. I'll tell you, before you know, I'll probably go knocking on Bobby's door. You know that song? From Guns N' Roses? Knocking on Bobby's door. New movie coming out. It's gonna be called Where the Hell is Bob? Does anyone know that movie? You maybe remember that movie called What About Bob? New movie coming out called Where the Hell is Bob? I'll tell you, they call that. Cheer. Everyone's like, how many beers you drink? How many beers do you drink? How many beers do you think I drink right now? I'm tired. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen. He call that. Oh, send out where is my car is where the hell Bob? Where's Bob? Oh, tell you. It call that. Papa. Oh, five? You think I have 5? Oh, that's good. Well, how about these? What's up, man?
Also, in economic terms, ranking Tel Aviv is pretty significant.
It's a little bit, isn't it? Wow, getting on. It's hard to waste cool light, though. I'm gonna have to fucking drink it. Should I drink? Oh, oh, Asia, what's going on, Asia? Cheers. Asia, oh, tight. Cheers, I haven't seen you in a long time. Oh, tight. Cheers, Asia. Oh, tight. They call that. Call that, baby. Oh, dude. Call that. Oh, cheers. Can't wait, Colo. Call that. There's a little bit cool out there. Can't wait to see. You don't say it. It's a little warm.
The initial Israeli strikes from yesterday from neighboring states, but in order to decipher the
yeah, cheers, Asia, cheers. I'll tell you. The shirt, you know what I'm saying? Asia, I always thought about Master actually legit had a Budweiser, but even though I don't know about Coors Light is number one, Asia. Coors Light is number one best beer ever found. But imagine I didn't have a Budweiser. Like I had the Budweiser bottle. Imagine I had the Budweiser bottle. It looked like an illusion. It looked pretty cool. I always thought about that, you know. I should do that, you know what I'm saying? I got a Budweiser bottle. Look at that, taking out my shirt. Cheers, Asia. Cheers. They call that. What I'm doing. Do you buy your beer? Buy the case. Damn right. They call that. Oh, dude. How's everyone doing?
Instead, what's happening right now is precisely what you can expect, which is that these countries are sitting quietly. They may issue pro forma condemnations, but they're waiting to see how this spins out because they understand that Iran generally is a menace to the region, and quietly they're wishing Israel well.
And so we'll continue to watch your live.
Oh, everyone's like, what the hell are you saying? Oh, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I'm trying to copy what they're saying. Yeah. Oh, what's your favorite horror movie? Favorite horror movie all time? Oh. Maybe just the original Halloween. Even though I saw the movie gajillion millions of times. You know? Yeah. Oh, oh, probably just your freaking original Halloween. The first one. The freaking original. Oh, cheers. It's Friday the 13th, you know what I'm saying? I should put that movie on. Oh, you know, it's horrible. Oh, tired. Call that. Oh, tired. All these tunes. Here are tune. There's a new tune. Oh.
Thanks for being with us here on Live Now from Fox. We're continuing our coverage there.
You call that? You take call that?
Between Israel and Iran. This all started with the targeted attack to Tehran in the early hours on Friday.
Oh, Dynamite. So call now. Oh, touch it. It called that. It called that. Oh, touch dynamite. Oh, touch it. It called that. Call that, baby. Oh, touch. There you go, chill.
15 minutes ago, we were able to capture the moment that some of these missiles had fell there on the tree. Before we do that, I want to bring
There we go. Let's go down here. Let's go down here. You know what I'm saying? Everything right, you go, baby. You know? Oh, touch. Shit. Touch. Diane. Oh, touch. They call that, baby. Oh, this is good. Everything, Ryan, you look big, man. You think I'm big? Did someone say I spoke 420? You know, if I was say I was at the shoreline fishing, or doing something like that, with some mackerel, that's part of it. You know, you fishing on the shoreline with some mackerel, go saltwater fishing. Oh, you ever catch the sea robins? Bang, bang. You ever see those things? I'll tell you, they got the horns. I'll tell you, it's sea robin after sea robins, ladies and gentlemen. That's you know, that's part of it. That's a good time. Go fishing. Oh, got drunk, passed out earlier. You got drunk, passed out. You be careful. Oh, tongue. You gotta be careful. You gotta say the call out. You gotta try to possess. Oh, touch it. Call out, baby. Oh, Friday the 13th. And I'll tell you something about Friday the 13th. Yeah, bad luck, I guess, huh? Yeah, 13 is my lucky number, but so much for that because, I blew up my upper back. Horrible. You know? You ever had that happen? Yeah. No, it's not fun. Yeah. Oh, the shit. They call it, baby. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I sure it's not going to be. Oh, this is good. Oh, totally.
Terminal altitude air defense, and they've been busy.
They call it.
In the recent months, they've been busy.
You need to play some tunes. Time to play some tunes. Where's the toads? Where's the freaking toads? I think it's good time. I might have to pause this one and start doing. Got to break.
And the issue is, frankly, capacity. How much?
Coors Lights. Tunes. Where's the toads? Yeah. Oh, time. I'll tell you, that's good. I'll tell you. They call that. Tell you, I gotta make a new channel. Get 50 subscribers. And I can start doing all the tunes.
It's not simply to defend it.
They call it. Out.
Context here, as you noted, the strikes.
Oh, Brooke. Oh, Brooke is no good. Oh, I'll tell you, Brooke. I'll tell you, fake phony. Right? And there's nothing. You know, you're fake phony. Not feeling it. Not feeling it, Brooke. You know? Fake phony. It's no good. No good. Yeah, Brooke, you're fake. I'll tell you, catfishing. He sent it? I didn't see shit. So. Oh, tough. What's that? Fake phony Brooke. It's fake phony Brooke is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. She is fake phony Brooke. Probably a dude, probably freaking dude, but you know. The name's probably who knows. You know, I don't really know. It's probably a dude. Oh, that's that. Fake phony. Fake phony. It call that. Hold it.
But that's in the nature of things.
What's up?
I think we're hearing like 150 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like 200, maybe close to
What's
that.
that?
Which is practically comparable to a couple of other big attacks.
Fake phony.
That Iran sent in.
No, I sent it. He sent shit. Older. What's that? Yeah, 10-second break. That's good. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look how many people in the room. 6 people in the room, 69. 60 fucking 9. You get it? That's pretty wild. Oh, shit, it call that. It call that. That's it. I'm telling. Holy. Oh, tell you, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? You know what I'm saying? Before now, you gonna let the world. $500 grill, say. $500. It's a $500 grill. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god, what the hell's up with the smoke? Oh my god, all I smell is charcoal. This is horrible. Oh, oh, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there we go. Pa-pow! See you later. Oh, dude. That pretty's tripping. Oh. Oh, Ty, they call that. Oh, dude. That's enough of that. See you later. Oh, Ty, they call that. That's how I thought it. Oh, back to 69. 69. Oh, dude. Oh, yo, John, what's going on, John? I'll tell you, chick. He call that. Oh, dude. Yo, what's going on, John? I see you all the time, chick. Call that. Coors Light's the best beer. How about shotgun beer? Oh, this is Friday the 13th. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'll tell you, cheers, John. What's going on? Oh, dude. Call that. Best beer. I might just put this one to the side and just freaking give her. Just fucking shotgun. Friday the freaking 13th style. Just fucking just give her. Just fucking shotgun. Oh, dude.
Fatalities, I would frankly be surprised, pleasantly surprised if that remains the case. We never got this many numbers.
Oh, totally, John. Shit. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. Oh, dude. You call that. Everyone's like, what's going on? Is this about this? About the. I think the world's getting pretty crazy, isn't it? Let's give him a birthday, John. World's getting pretty wild. Catfishes everywhere. You know, world's bubbling up. A lot of sour people. Oh, tell everyone's like, you keep birthday. Excuse my birthday, John. Sorry about that. Didn't mean it. Oh, tell you, John. Here we go. Call that, baby. Call that, baby. Here we go. Cheers, John. Cheers. I should have, you know what? I should have used this. Fuck. I should have used this.
I'd like you to show, kind of talk through what we're seeing here.
All right, here we go. Look shit live, right by. This looks shit live. Everyone's like, Ryan, it looks like you're passing out with your eyes open.
Yeah, so we're seeing the Israeli state.
All right, here we go. I'll tell. Yeah, cheers, John. Cheers. Here we go. Just call that. I'm gonna do a hell of a chug. It's gonna be the best chug, John, you ever seen in your entire life. Right now. It's gonna be the best chug. And check it out. Call that best beer too. Oh, cheers. Here we go.
With impunity, which is going to give them definitely a strategic advantage here in the coming weeks. I'll just say, I think it's important. It's great to see these videos and to see these Iranian hardware blowing up. But the larger context here is frankly political. And we saw Netanyahu give a speech I think maybe just a couple hours ago, maybe an hour ago, basically saying that they're in this for the regime change. And basically calling on the Iranian people, saying that they support the Iranian.
Woo! That's it. There you go. Right now. Look at this live. Row 5. Row 5, row 5. Yeah, I know, tough. What's that? How's that? Was that good? That was a good chuck right there, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, was that a good chuck? Right on. You know what I'm saying? That's called chicken finger. I was from chicken finger. Yeah, about like what was it, like yesterday? Oh no, two days ago, huh? 48 hours ago. Yeah. I was frying some Earl. Leftover Earl, actually. Maybe that's the reason why I probably popped. Leftover Earl went pow. I'm not gonna lie. Look, 275-degree Earl, lit my Earl. Lit on my finger. See, I can't even fucking talk right now. What's I'm doing this Friday 13th. Okay. Right on, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers. Oh, call that. You can't wait to call that. Call that, baby.
That they need to do this, and that they're going to do
Oh.
their hardest to do
Oh, get cheers on. No, it's you know what? Before you know, I'm probably gonna try to set up the little Super Nintendo. You know, you ever play Super Nintendo? Kicks ass. Everyone nowadays doesn't know anything about Super Nintendo. Ladies and gentlemen. Before we know, I'll probably set up some Super Nintendo. I got one of those teeny little Super Nintendos when it cost a little. It was I got lie, it was a little bit cheaper. It was a little bit cheaper. It was back in the year like 2021. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, freaking guys. Back in the year 2021, bro, I got one of those Super Nintendos. You know, you got a little Super Nintendo in a box. Teeny little thing. And you know, you plug in the USB cord into your computer, and you download a program or something like that. And you know, but either way, you know. Call that, baby. Oh, cheers, man. Oh, so what's going on here? How's everyone doing? Call that. That was a job. I freaking gave her that chuck. That was a good freaking beer chuck. I fucking gave her. Oh, we're not bad. I don't know, we're fine. No bad. I'm about to go let the grill.
It's Arrow missiles, a couple types. David Sling, and of course the
I should go let the grill right now.
Just the lowest tier of this multi.
Oh, tight. You know what I should do? I should probably go open up the cellar door and just put some charcoal in the $500 grill and lay it up with some matches.
So then this brings it to the question.
That sounds like a pretty cool plan, doesn't it?
The politics in terms of U.S. role.
Oh, tight chick. They call that. Friday the 13th. Friday the freaking 13th. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, chill. We getting a grill out tonight. It's gonna be. I'm gonna cook in that $500 grill. Right now, you never know. It's matter of time, Chris. Shit, they call that what it is. I'm gonna lay up the grill with these wonderful matches. What is it? That's part of it. Polo House. Yeah, time. We're about number 5. Everyone's like around here. You look like you've been baked out of your mind for the past. How long have we been here for? Bobby said I wasn't going to be able to handle the live stream being big. But was Bobby mistaken? I'll tell you, Bobby was trying to challenge me. Bobby was like, you can't handle being on a live stream. Looking big daddy, man. Hey, you know what? I'm like, Bobby, you know what? Check this shit out. I'm live right now. Yeah. Everyone's like, Ryan, you need to lay along the 420. I had to see 420 makes me look stupid. What else do? Hey, Cola. Who drink Cola? Anyone drink Cola? Dragon, where the hell is your Cola? Where's your Cola, Dragon? He lost his arm. Oh, tell it. He's not looking too good. Oh, tell it. Dragon. He's only here because Friday 13th. So that's it. That's that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, tell it. Cola, baby. Cola, my very good friend. Some guys, I be rocking them when I get fried so people can't see my ass. Yeah, I'll tell you. Cheers, Chris. Hey, Cola, baby. Oh, cheers. No, how do they want to do that? Excuse my birthday, John. Oh, everyone's like, how many Cola you drink? Everyone probably thinks I drunk about like a 10-pack Cola. Everyone's like, how many Cola you think I drank by now? You think how many Cola you think I drank? You think I drank a lot of Cola? Is anyone out there? Is anyone fucking out there? You don't say. Is anyone there? All right. Well, either way. Yeah. Well. That's about it.
Right here in the corner of your screen, as well as a shot of Jerusalem and Gilad Palmer.
Oh, tell you, chick.
Centered on Tel Aviv. Also want to put this up by Aisha Hasmi.
Hey, Cola. Coors, you know. Coors Lights. Getting a little warm. save this for later or something. Oh no, this one's actually kind of cool though. Oh, how's everyone doing? That's how you're on your fourth one, about to be fifth. I'll tell you, right? Yeah, cheers. I'll tell you, call that, baby. Yeah, of course, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this is good. This is what's going on here? This is a protest. This is a protest going on right now. Oh, cheers. Call that. This is a protest. Right now. Oh, Tyler, everything what the hell's going on here? Oh, Tyler, I'll tell you, the world's getting crazy out there, ladies and gentlemen, isn't it? There's a lot of wars going on. Oh, Tyler, it's getting wild. World's falling apart. Oh, Tyler, I was gonna grill some blade quarters, but I just ordered pizza and some cheese bracelets. Yeah, cheers, right? Yeah, cheers, crazy, cheers. I'll tell you, that doesn't sound bad. Hold on. But call that better. Call that one. Oh, yeah, cheers, crazy, cheers. Oh, those fries getting everywhere, it seems. I know. It's going all over the place, you know what I'm saying? It's over here, it's over there, it's everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's getting wild out there. You know, they call like, it's getting so crazy out there, you go out there, you go driving, and there's cars everywhere. Is it me? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of freaking cars. How many cars are there on the street, ladies and gentlemen? You go driving down the road. You want to go drive down the freaking highway, so you can drive down the freaking freeway. I don't know what the hell you're really doing. But so you're driving down the freeway or the highway or down the road or down the street. And so you're driving down the freaking street going 25 miles per hour. What the hell are you doing? How many freaking cars are on the street, though? You look everywhere. Like, holy shit, there's a car over there driving, this car over here. Everyone's beeping, everyone's getting fucking angry. What the fuck's going on? Oh, what's up? Hey, call that. Call that, baby. So how we doing? I'm gonna try to call that. Friday 13th. I stayed inside and drank my Michelob's. They had a bad crash in my town. So they ran in the woods outside the road. I'm scared. Oh, what's up? Hey, call that. Call that, baby. Call that's good beer. Crazy, I'll tell you. Coors Light's the best beer, ladies and gentlemen, really is. Everyone's gonna drink Coors Light. You're drinking Michelob's. Yeah, Coors Light's the best beer. Coors Light wins. Oh, the pa-pa. Yeah, Coors Light. Is anyone else Coors Light's the best beer you're gonna find? Coors Light's the best beer. Is anyone else? You know what I'm saying? Coors Light's number one. Numero uno, Coors Light's best beer. You damn right it is. Coors Light number one. Oh. Sponsored by Coors Light, local on the Eats. With your host, Ronnie Smith. They call that. They stay inside. Yada yada. What's it? Oh, yada yada. It's a bad. It's a bad cursive, and it has they go 30. No, they call it. It's a bad curve, and it has go 35 round, but it still try hit going to my pride. It's Coors Light. Who like Coors Light? Anyone? Coors Light, baby. Coors Light's the best beer you're gonna find. Local Needs. We just ran. Yeah, today, mostly sunny skies out there. High around 82. Yeah, local humidity out there. With a chance, about a 99.9% chance for cold, refreshing Coors Lights out there. Yeah. Drink up. Coors Light is the best beer, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. Coors Light, number one. Rock on. Oh, yeah. Oh, tight quarter. Yeah. Dracula, what you doing? Say, what happened today, tomorrow? So that's what we're doing. Oh, I feel like bottles taste better, but I don't like my trash can. You don't like the trash can? Click about full of bottles. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Crazy. The world's getting wild there. You know, instead of the bottle, you know what you do? Coors Light, best beer. Just stick to the Coors Light cans. You don't have to hear the bottles banging around in the trash can. You know. Coors Light is number one, best beer. It's hell of fun. Cheers, Coors Light. Coors Light's number one. Yeah, everyone's like, you say you're talking about how Coors Light's the best beer, but everyone's like you're wearing a Budweiser shirt. Well, Coors Light is the best beer. I just wear the shirt. You know, I have the shirt. You don't say. You don't say. What am I supposed to do? I have to wear the shirt. Hey, the shirt. Hey. Oh, what's going on here? Breaking news. Iran launches more retaliatory strikes and Israel. It's getting wild out there. Be careful, you know. It's getting wild. It's getting wild out there. Everyone's like, yeah, you slack on your core. You know what's crazy? By now, usually I already drunk like way more Cola than I'm drinking right now. It was like, you got all big. Yeah. Oh, tight.
Across Israel, including in Tel Aviv. As President Trump has repeatedly said, this dangerous regime cannot be allowed to have nuclear weapons. Israel advised us this action was necessary for its self-defense. Every sovereign nation has the right to defend itself, and Israel is no exception. The United States was informed of the strikes ahead of time, but was not militarily involved in these strikes. Our absolute foremost priority is the protection of U.S. citizens, personnel, and forces in the region. As Secretary Rubio said, Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel. Let me be crystal clear. No government, proxy, or independent actor should target American citizens, American bases, or other American infrastructure in the region. The consequences for Iran would be dire. President Trump was elected with a sweeping mandate from the American people to advance peace and to avoid the grave mistakes of past administrations that led to forever wars. We seek a secure peace. As President Trump said, the violence should come to an end, and Iran should make a deal so that there is, quote, no more death, no more destruction, close quote. The United States will continue to seek a diplomatic resolution that ensures Iran will never acquire a nuclear weapon or pose a threat to stability in the Middle East. Iran's leadership would be wise to negotiate at this time. Thank you.
Thank the representative of the United States for his statement, and I give the floor to the representative of France.
Merci, Madame la Présidente.
All right, as you see there, that was just those brief comments that we heard earlier today from the United States represented there at the UN Security Council after they called this emergency meeting. And so we've been keeping live vantage points as well on your screen throughout the day as we're watching what's happening there in the region in the Middle East. And again, we do know that at the top of the hour, it was announced that Iran had launched more retaliatory strikes against Israel. I want to read out again, if you're just now joining us, the statement that we had from the IDF. In response to this, the IDF says that they identified that missiles were recently launched from Iran towards the territory of the State of Israel. The defense systems are working to intercept that threat. You must enter the protected areas and remain there until further notice. Exiting the protected area will only be possible after receiving explicit instructions. You must continue to act according to the home front command's instructions. So also want to put this tweet up as well, just so you can see what that looks like in the region. Israel is putting this out on their X account, saying that millions of innocent Israelis are running for shelter as sirens echo across the country, following yet another wave of missile attacks launched from Iran. So we do want to continue on with our conversation here as we're breaking down the very latest with some of our experts who have so generously joined us throughout these last few hours. And now I'm going to bring into the conversation here Associate Professor at the School of International Service of American University there in Washington, D.C. This is Dr. Boaz Adzili. Dr. Adzili, thanks so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox.
Thank you. Good evening.
And so we're talking about this conflict. We've been watching it very closely since the very beginning. We do know it was in the early morning hours Friday there in the Middle East that Israel initially announced this targeted attack that they had launched on Iran. In response today, we've just been seeing the fallout with Iran also responding. Let's first break down the very latest, this targeted attack. When you heard that Israel had launched this, what was your first response?
That, you can always know when you start a war, but you don't know